Hello and welcome to the Superintendent's Perspective. My name is Mario Salinas. I am the Superintendent. I'm joined today by Assistant Superintendent Dr. Anthony Garza. Today we're going to talk about the second week of school. As an update for the parents and for the community out there, this is day number 10 of back in school for Edinburgh. Been over a year that we welcome all our students back onto our campuses. As you recall, Dr. Garza, the last school year was 100%, the entire year, virtual instruction for those that wanted it. Toward the latter part of the year, we had maybe 30% of our students come back and do the face-to-face instruction. But this year, to date, virtual instruction hasn't been an option for us, and as a result of that, over 30,000 students are back on campus. So, in fact, over 30,100 students are back on campus for face-to-face instruction, and we think it's a good thing. As a matter of fact, I'm pleasantly surprised that so many students opted to come back to school. I know that there are some parents out who chose to keep their children at home there because of COVID, but the vast majority, over 90% of students are back on campus.
That's correct, sir. And I know we were very curious over the summer to see how many were going to come back, and we were guesstimating 60%, 70%, and we're pleasantly surprised that we have over 90% of the students did decide to come back to school. The parents opted to bring them over, and things are going well. Are there COVID cases out there? There's a few, but our district is very large. So when you have 30,000 students and you get 10 to 15 cases a day, that's not bad. I mean, we are trying to keep the kids socially distant and following the safety protocols. But yes, it has been a good start, and pleasantly surprised to have the 90% of our kids back in school.
Yes, one of the areas where we're concentrating on, parents and to those that are listening in, is we're trying our very best to keep the student-teacher ratios lower. We at the elementary level, we're trying to keep the count to under 20 to 1, and for the most part, most but not all, most of our classes are 17 to 1, 18 to 1, 16 to 1, 15 to 1, 15 students to 1 teacher. And we, at this last board meeting, we bought portable buildings to send to some of our campuses so that we can because students continue to enroll, and we don't want our numbers in the classroom to exceed 20 students. So it makes it easier for us to social distance the children in the classroom. It is one of the safety measures. In addition to mask mandates, social distancing is also shown to be preventive when it comes to COVID. And so we did purchase more portables for those campuses that need it, so that we can keep our enrollment numbers, our student to teacher ratios under 20 to 1.
We are currently analyzing our elementary counts. And there's a couple of them that are pushing 600 students in the school. Mm-hmm. And we'll be bringing you 4 recommendations for those portable buildings that we purchased so that we can get them out there and bring those class counts down.
I believe that the maintenance and operation department already ordered portables out of Houston. They're on order, and they're on the way down to Edinburgh, so that we need to determine where we're going to place them.
Yes.
So that when they arrive in town, they go straight to the campus and set them down. That is what we want to speed up the process. As far as putting more portables out there in the campuses, so that is happening. As far as our enrollment, students continue to enroll, and the fact that we're at 30,000 students right now I think is a good sign. pre-K enrollment, Dr. Garza, we're over 700. In the last time I saw pre-K enrollment, pre-K3 enrollment, we were at about 730 or thereabouts, which I deem that to be a success. We had hoped to get at least 700. We're over 700, and we're happy. It's a new program. Edinburgh has never opened doors to 3-year-olds, so our teachers, they're highly qualified, certified in early childhood, and certified to be teachers in Texas. We're learning how to teach to 3-year-olds. It's a new initiative to the district. We think it's a game changer for us to enroll 3-year-olds into the school district. We think it's significant, and we think it's going to really the quality of instruction in Edinburgh is going to go up with the fact that we're going to give these 3-year-olds a 1-year head start.
That's correct.
Before they go to pre-K4.
You're right, and the sooner that these young children can recognize their numbers, the letters, the phonics, the sounds, the better off they're going to be in the long run. The research shows that their chance of graduating from 4-year university increases just by starting a whole year ahead. They're that much ahead of the game.
Because people were saying that when pre-K4 is very good for children, pre-K4. Well, we're doing better than that. We're going pre-K3. We think that's even better. And you're right, the research says the chances of getting a college degree, college attainment, are higher the sooner we get them started with their formal education. So we feel very confident that our pre-K3 program is only going to get better. As we get more experience with dealing with 3-year-olds and strategizing around the 3-year-old program, we feel that that program can only get better.
The campuses that I've been visiting, the elementaries, I go specifically to the principal and I say, take me to your pre-K3. And we go look at the little ones, and they're working. They're coloring, they're doing the letters, singing along with videos that they're showing them, educational videos. It's really awesome to see because they're tiny little guys, right? Little girls. I know there was a concern about the potty training and the diapers and all that, but we're finding that a lot of them are already potty trained. And the ones that are not are learning. The teacher and the teacher aide, or they take them during the day, and if there's accidents, they're changing them. I know that our principals and these pre-K3 teachers have asked the parents to leave some Pampers and some wipes, but we took it a step further. We provided them with emergency diapers and wipes. And so if you're out there and you got a 3-year-old and you're thinking about bringing them in and you don't know about the potty training situation, we can help you with that. And we're doing that right now. I have a nephew in pre-K3, and my brother told me, no, I'm not going to tell you, he's not potty trained. And they took him, and they're like, we were amazed what these 2 weeks have done. They're like, he's potty trained, and he's counting, and he's talking more. And so I've already seen it firsthand in my own family, my little nephew that's going to the pre-K3 program.
I was visiting schools this week, and I forget which school it was, De La Viña, one of the other schools. The 3-year-olds were going out to the gym, and they were in single file. Yeah. Like, I mean, they're learning fast. Yeah. Single file, socially distanced, walking like little soldiers to the gym. Yeah. I can hardly wait to see the growth by Christmas. Yeah. The growth of their mannerisms in the classroom, the academic growth, the recognizing the numbers and the letters. I can hardly wait. I wish I could just jump to December to see the growth of the 3-year-olds. Because I know at that age, the human brain absorbs a lot of information, and I know that I see it already. You can already see it after 2 weeks, how the students are getting trained. The 3-year-old. Yeah. It's not daycare; it's school.
Yes, sir. And Dr. Salinas, I want to add to the pre-K program. This past board meeting, you recommended a director of early childhood, and Victoria Martinez was approved, and she's going to specialize in focusing on pre-K3 up to 2nd grade. So now we have an extra pair of eyes out there, a lady that has been a principal for a long time, and very familiar with these grade levels, that's going to focus primarily on pre-K 3 and 4 and kindergarten all the way to second.
Yes, sir. We did hire a director for early childhood, Mrs. Martinez, Victoria Martinez. That's her specialty, that's her area of expertise. We feel that she's going to be able to help our principals and our teachers in providing strategies to work with 3-year-olds as far as their academic and social emotional growth. So we're excited about that. And as our numbers continue to increase, we continue to hire teachers and classroom instructional aid to help the little ones. So yes, we're investing significant dollars into the 3-year-old program. We feel it's a game changer, and it's a good thing for Edinburgh CISD. Our pre-K numbers right now for a pre-K 3 program, we're at about 750 students, more or less. Mm-hmm. And our pre-K 4 enrollment numbers are double that, almost 1,500, 1,500 students as well. So our early childhood program is going, and I want to tell everybody out there that it is not daycare. It is, the children are learning numbers, they're coloring, they're learning the letters, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they start reading some words by Christmas. I won't be surprised that some of these students will be reading by Christmas. The pre-K 3-year-old. On the front of our after school program, sir, it's another new program, and we just yesterday, the director for after school programs came on board. Some schools have it going full speed ahead. Principals are on their own have developed a robust after school program with a variety of activity. Some other schools not so much, but we're gonna start lending them the resources that they need to get the program off the ground, so that our children can enjoy the after school programs. We feel that their after school programs are important for not only their intellectual growth, but their social emotional growth.
And you're right. We just brought in Ms. Ernestina Cano. She came over and toured her office this week because she had to stay back at her school because she needed a principal to be hired there. We had a meeting yesterday. She's in my division, mm-hmm. and she's going to be going out to schools. She's going to be going out to the schools to finish several days a week to go out there and find the best practices and share among the other schools so that they're all high quality programs.
Right, and the other thing we need to do with that program is to contact the parents and probably have an orientation with parents, either virtually or in person, of the value of what after school programs bring to the table. There are parents out there that have no idea the importance and what a high quality after school program can do for their children as far as their preparation for rigorous academic work in their later years, and their preparation for their social emotional growth, working with others and so on. So we think the after school program, just like the early childhood programs, are just as important in our school district. On the health and safety protocols, Dr. Garza, give us an update. This is your area mostly, not by yourself, but when you're leading the charge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with my new job comes oversight of the Health Services Department, and Director Diana Davila has her hands full this year. It's different times. It's not like before where they could be concentrating on screening for hearing and vision. They're COVID testing. They have positive cases. They got to call parents. They got to determine close contacts. But we streamlined the procedures with guidance from TEA, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and the Hidalgo County Health Department. And with their guidance, we put together some procedures, and we're doing the best we can. Again, our nurses are overworked right now. They've never had to do this close contacts and find out who they are, call the parents, explain to each parent on the phone what's going to happen. But so far, so good. Again, we've been averaging anywhere between 10 to 15 cases per day. And when you think about there's 30,000 students in the district and you have 10 to 15 cases, it's about 0.01% maybe.
Most of the cases are coming from off campus, are they not?
Right. I mean, they're bringing them, and we ask the parents to screen your children at home. If they have a sore throat, if they're coughing, don't send them to school, because that's what's happening. We find that
They'll have a fever, keep them at home.
Or a fever. And a few, some parents are sending them sick, and then we're finding them. And then, they talk to their friend, and they sat in class next to this person, and that,
We are contacting close. If we have a child that has COVID, and we have children that sit around this child, those are considered close contact?
Yes, so the rule on close contact is within 6 feet for over 15 minutes within a 24-hour period.
Within 6 feet?
Within 6 feet. So in our classes, that would be the child that sits on each side and in front and behind the infected child. And so what we're doing on the notification piece is we are giving a letter to the whole class just to let the parent know that there was a positive case in the class. And they can still send them to school. And we're calling. There's a phone call home to the close contact parents. And those, they have different procedures. They got to go get tested. They got to stay home and so forth. Now, if we have 3 students in one classroom, then we send the whole class home. And again, parents out there, if you just get a notification, that means that they were close to a child, but they weren't in close contact. Just to monitor their kid in case they develop symptoms. If they call you, then you were right next to him, and now you were a close contact, and there's the protocol in place.
Yes, sir. And you mentioned that a lot of your efforts go into COVID safety. But actually, our priority number one is, as a superintendent and as a central administration, and even as teachers, priority one is safety. Yeah. That is our effort to prepare our students to do rigorous academic work is compounded by the COVID. I mean, it's priority one. That takes a significant amount of time, your time, my time, everybody's time, in ensuring that our students are safe and our parents our staff is safe. So yes, that takes a lot of manpower from all of us. Yeah. We need to address it every single day. We need to be aware that COVID is still on our campuses.
Yeah. And a big shout out goes out to our campus nurses. This team, they've been incredible.
They're working weekends. I know they work
nights, weekends. Yeah. They're doing a great job keeping our kids safe. And they find a case 3:30 p.m., 4 p.m. It's time for them to clock out and leave, and they won't leave. They stay there until they contact every close contact parent. Parent has a lot of questions. These calls are not 1 minute long. These are 10, 15-minute calls to 3 or 4 or 5 kids.
Yes.
And they're staying after hours, and they know the importance of their job right now. They are on a pedestal to me because of the great job they're doing to keep the schools safe.
I know that more and more parents are vaccinating vaccine-eligible children. You know how I know that? I went to Walgreens Wednesday. I stopped by to pick up some medicine, and they have a separate line for those that want to get COVID tested. And there was a line of, about 10 parents with their teenagers who were there to get the first shot of COVID. So I know more parents are choosing to vaccinate their children. They probably have them on campus, and they're probably concerned. You got the Delta variant; it's in the news. And that was just one small. I went in there at 5:15, at 5:30 after work. I went in to pick up some medicine. There was a line of teenagers that were there to get shots, and I'm going to assume they're all from Edinburgh. It's a Walgreens in Edinburgh. Yeah. So are we vaccinating children in our campuses? The ones that are at the eligible?
We have been doing the secondary schools, which is the 12-year-olds and up. And I think we just finished all of them today. We went through there and we did another round. We had already done it in the spring. We did it in June, and we did it again here at the beginning of school. To those that didn't get it before, and we're finding that we're getting anywhere between 25 to 50 people coming out to our vaccinations.
Are they mostly students or students and parents?
Mostly students. And I've spoken to a lot of parents of older kids, and they're saying, my kid's 11. Everyone in my house is vaccinated except my 11-year-old, but we're already on his birthday, we're taking him. And so they know the importance of it. So, you know, a lot of these people, they've had family pass away that were not vaccinated. And that's, you know, a big red flag to them. Like, we're all getting vaccinated, and as soon as this child turns 12, he's going as well.
Yes, I have a elementary age student as well. I can hardly wait for the day when they make vaccines eligible for elementary students. My son is going to be one of those first ones to get in the line to get vaccinated, because the vaccines work. We know they do. We know that the people that are getting seriously ill are those people that do not vaccinate themselves. Vaccines work to keep you COVID-free, and if there is a COVID infection, the likelihood of you getting seriously ill are very, very small. We know that. CDC tells you that. Everybody says that. Doctors say that. And so parents, I think, are getting the message that vaccines do work, and vaccines are good. We've been vaccinating in our community since, December? We started with the people that were eligible, the older folks, and then slowly they opened it up to everybody, and we've been vaccinating for 9 months.
Along those lines of the vaccine, that one of the big items that's coming out right now is the booster, and people are asking, hey, what about the booster? When's ECISD going to offer the booster? And you and I just met with Commissioner Eli Torres and her team regarding a joint effort again to offer the booster to our staff and the community. And this is for all the people that got Pfizer and Moderna back in December, January, February, March. It's booster time, if they want it. And I know I can't walk up and down the hallway here at work and, hey, when's the booster? When are we going to do the booster?
Yeah.
So we're in the plans. And we're on September 20th, they've announced that on that day, the booster will be available to whoever wants it. Right now, the booster has started, but it's for the medically fragile with their underlying conditions, right? Documented medical conditions. But on September 20th, it's going to open up to anyone. And we're already working. We haven't put it together yet, but we're going to come with more information. But we're looking at some Saturdays, maybe at Florida Stadium, and maybe at some of our high schools for our clusters, for our staff. But more info to come. We haven't forgotten you guys that came to our ECISD clinics. We are aware that it's booster time, and we are going to provide it.
Yes, according to the Centers for Disease Control, the booster provides much higher protection against COVID. The chances of a breakthrough, if you have a booster, are even smaller, even against the Delta variant. So, yes, we are going to offer the booster to our community for those that want it, and we think it's a good thing as we move to eradicate COVID from our schools. And, you know, I can hardly wait to get the little ones. Is there any timetable for when the vaccines are going to be eligible for the children, elementary children?
I know that the FDA just gave full approval to Pfizer. And I know Dr. Anthony Fauci, you guys that believe in him, he had said by October. Now, I'm not going to hold him to it, but we're waiting and we'll see what happens. But as soon as they do, we'll put a timeline together for our health services department to offer the vaccine to the little ones.
I know that we're at the elementary level, the social distancing, the directional walking between periods, I know that's working really well. Even so at the middle, how's it working at the high schools when you got over 2,000 students on campus?
It's not. It's tough. It's not easy. Some of the kids are very good, and they stay away from people. They're not shaking hands or hugging. And others are not so simple, right? It is high school. Parents, to help us at home, coach your child. Tell them there are no handshakes. There's no hugs. Stay away from the others. A lot of parents I talk to, they say, I tell my kid, no hugging, no nothing. Eat by yourself, study. Because the ultimate goal right now is the face-to-face instruction with the teacher. That's what had been missing. Yes, say hello to your friends and talk to them maybe between a study carrel, but we just got to avoid the contact until the pandemic is over.
I have a middle school child. I tell every time, and I take him to school every morning, and I tell him when I drop him off, wear your mask. Just don't take off your mask. When you go eat during lunch, eat by yourself, and then put your mask back on. He follows those simple rules, even though he's vaccinated. He follows those simple rules. I tell my son, you're gonna be okay. And I firmly believe that masking and everybody wearing a mask, that significantly reduces the chance of transmission from one student to the next. I believe in that. I do want to talk about virtual instruction because community parents some parents want it. Some parents are very interested in virtual learning, as we were doing it last year. Yeah. Virtual learning is when you have a teacher teaching to a child who's at home, and the child is interacting with the teacher via computer or laptop.
That's right.
That's virtual learning. The latest coming out of Austin legislative sessions is that the Senate passed a bill for virtual learning. Mm-hmm. The House Committee, Subcommittee on Education, House, they passed it as well. It's on to the full House, and if it passes the full House, it goes on to the governor. That's the process. The Senate had passed the bill for virtual instruction, where a school can offer virtual instruction for a child at home and get funding. Mm-hmm. Right now, they don't offer that. We can do it, but we're not going to get any money. That prohibits us from having virtual learning. There's a bill in Austin going through where they're saying, okay, you can go ahead and teach from home, and for every child you have at home, we'll give you your funding, ADA.
Yes, sir.
That's something we can do.
It's Senate Bill 15.
Senate Bill 15.
And
yes,
we're still waiting on the results of it, right?
Some of the criteria, my understanding of the bill is, at least as it is right now, it still has to be worked with a full House. They're going to allow virtual instruction, but right now they cap it at 10%.
10% of your district enrollment is what's in the bill right now would be eligible, which for us at 30,000 it would
about
be
30,000. About 3,000.
It would be 3,000 students.
Yeah. So the virtual instruction,
they're going to put the criteria as well as who is eligible, right? The medically fragile.
If they're telling us that 3,000 of your 30,000 are going to be eligible, they're going to cap it at 10%. That's what they're saying. It's not the final bill, but
yeah.
As it stands right now, it's a 10% cap plus other guidelines, but that's the big one.
We're following it closely here because it will have a big impact on us, and our curriculum and instruction is already drafting some kind of scheduling.
My guess, if they're limiting the virtual instruction to 10%, my guess is that it can be limited to those children that are medically compromised.
Yes.
Because of disease or some other impairment. My guess, I haven't seen the bill in its detail, but at least they're talking some virtual instruction, and if they do pass it, we'll be ready to provide it for those that qualify. Transportation is under your supervision, Dr. Garza. Can you give us an update what's happening with transportation? How many students are riding buses, etc.?
I know that they struggled the first few days, which is normal because they don't know where all the children live. But now it's a lot smoother. But I can tell you the number of children riding the bus is low. It's about 8,000 students, and I think we usually average about 15,000. So we're down. Parents are electing to drive them to school. But the buses have every other window halfway open, not all the way open, halfway open, and with the air condition on, right? So they get good ventilation. There's 2 to a seat, and they're temperature checking them, and they even have extra masks available if the child forgets their mask at home. So we're doing okay in the bus department. We're going to continue to encourage everyone to check your child at home and make sure you don't send them to school if he's sick. But yeah, we're doing a good job with the buses right now.
All right, thank you, Dr. Garza. That brings us to the conclusion of this show. Next week we'll do another show. We'll give us the latest update on virtual instruction, enrollment, and other activities that are happening in our district that we think it's important for parents to know. And that'll be next week. Thank you for joining us for the Superintendent's Perspective. Stay healthy and stay safe.